The faceless detective from that other Earth. I've heard stories. You eat canned food, you don't trust fluoride, and you think the Girl Scouts are a front for something sinister. I have to be honest. When they told me who I was meeting tonight, I almost didn't come. I have a rule about conspiracy theorists. They're either boring or dangerous. Rarely worth my time either way.
I've read your file. Not the public one, the real one. Stark Industries sold missiles to 17 countries currently under human rights sanctions. That was before your cave in Afghanistan. The blood was already on your hands.
Old news. I shut down the weapons division, pivoted to clean energy, built a suit that saved the world more times than I can count. People change. That's kind of the whole point of the redemption arc. You should try it sometime. Growing, evolving. Instead of sitting in the dark connecting red strings on a corkboard like a man who's given up on daylight.
People don't change. They just find new ways to justify what they were always going to do. You stopped selling missiles and started building autonomous drones. You stopped arming dictators and started arming yourself. The only difference is now you're the weapon. And weapons don't get to decide when they're used. Someone always pulls the trigger eventually. Even if they convince themselves they're pulling it for the right reasons.
That's a nice speech. Very dramatic. But here's the thing, question. I've actually done the work. I've been in the field. I've bled for people I've never met. What have you done? Uncovered some local corruption. Exposed a few dirty cops. Congratulations, I've fought alien armies. I've gone toe to toe with gods. Your little investigations are adorable, but we're not operating at the same level. Not even close.
You measure everything in scale. Bigger threats, bigger solutions, bigger explosions. But scale is a distraction. The rot doesn't start with alien invasions, it starts in boardrooms, in classified memos, in the handshake deals that happen before the first shot is ever fired. You fight the symptoms. I trace the disease back to its source. We're both Detective Stark, you just have a bigger magnifying glass.
I'm not a detective, I'm an engineer. I see a problem, I build a solution. Aliens invade, I build a suit that can fight aliens. Terrorists kidnap me, I build a suit that can fight terrorists. It's simple, elegant. You want to sit in a basement reading declassified documents from 1962? Be my guest. I'll be out there actually stopping the things that are trying to kill us.
And who decides what's trying to kill us? You, the government that funds your Avengers initiative. The same intelligence agencies that created half the threats you fight. You've never asked why the attacks keep coming. Why the villains keep appearing. Why the world seems to need saving every 6 months.
Are you seriously suggesting there's a conspiracy behind alien invasions? Thanos was a real guy. Big purple chin. Genuine desire to murder half the universe. I watched him do it. I watched my friends turn to dust. That wasn't some shadow government pulling strings. That was an actual existential threat from actual outer space. Your paranoia doesn't scale to that level.
Thanos was real, the invasion are disputing that. But ask yourself how he knew where to find the Infinity Stones. Ask yourself who gave him the map. The Mind Stone ended up in Loki's staff, which ended up at HYDRA, which ended up at your doorstep. That's not coincidence. That's logistics. Someone was moving pieces on a board you didn't know existed. You were too busy fighting to notice you were being positioned.
We rooted them out. Captain America literally crashed helicarriers into the Potomac to stop their plan. That's not some hidden conspiracy. That was front page news. We handled it. Publicly. With explosions. Which is more than your shadow investigations ever accomplish. You find the rot, we actually burn it out.
You burn the visible rot, the part they wanted you to find. Hydra existed inside S.H.I.E.L.D. for 70 years. 70. You think an organization that patient, that embedded didn't have contingencies. Didn't have assets you never identified. The helicarriers were a distraction, a sacrifice. They let you win that battle so you'd stop looking. And you did. You declared victory and moved on to the next crisis.
You know what I love about conspiracy theorists? Nothing is ever simple. Every answer leads to another question. Every victory is actually a defeat in disguise. It must be exhausting, living in a world where you can never actually win. Where every closed case just opens 3 more. At some point, you have to accept that sometimes the bad guys lose and stay lost.
Stark Industries is still one of the largest defense contractors in the world. Your clean energy division is funded by patents you licensed from weapons research. The Maria Stark Foundation accepts donations from corporations that use child labor in their supply chains. You're not outside the system, Tony. You are the system.
The foundation does good work. Schools, hospitals, disaster relief. Whatever the source of the money, it ends up helping people who need help. That's called pragmatism. That's called understanding how the world actually works. You can sit on your moral high ground eating beans out of a can, or you can get your hands dirty and actually move the needle. I chose the second option.
But the needle is attached to a machine you don't control. You feed it resources. You give it legitimacy. You put a heroic face on systems designed to extract and exploit. And every time you save the world, you make those systems stronger, more trusted, more invisible. The best propaganda doesn't look like propaganda. It looks like Iron Man flying into danger to save civilians.
Okay, I've been patient. I've let you ramble. But now you're calling me propaganda? I've sacrificed everything for this, my health, my relationships, my sanity on a few occasions. I carried a nuclear missile through a portal to save New York. I watched my friends die. I died actually stopping Thanos. So don't sit there with your blank face and tell me I'm a tool of some shadowy agenda. I've given more than you'll ever understand.
You can pour your whole soul into something and still be wrong about what it is. The most dangerous people aren't the cynical ones. They're the true believers, the ones who never doubt. You've never doubted, Tony. Not really, even when you should have. Even when doubting might have saved lives.
I've doubted plenty. I've questioned every decision I've ever made. I built suits to protect myself from my own anxiety. I created protocols because I knew I couldn't trust my own judgment. Don't tell me I don't doubt. Doubt is the only thing that keeps me from becoming the thing everyone's afraid I'll become.
Let's talk about Ultron. You doubted so much that you built an artificial intelligence designed to protect the world without asking anyone's permission. You were so afraid of the next invasion that you created the invasion yourself. Sokovia. Thousands dead, a country erased from the map, because Tony Stark's doubt manifested as a genocidal robot instead of the humility to ask for help. That's what your doubt looks like, Tony. Cities falling from the sky.
Don't you dare. I was trying to protect people. I saw what was coming. The Shatari were just the beginning. I looked through that portal and I saw the end of everything. An army beyond anything we could fight. I built Ultron because we weren't ready. Because someone had to think ahead. Yes, it went wrong. Yes, people died. But the alternative was extinction. I made a choice under impossible pressure.
You made the choice alone. Without oversight, without consultation. A single billionaire in a basement deciding the fate of the planet based on his personal trauma. You saw something scary through a hole in the sky and you appointed yourself humanity's protector. Not elected. Not chosen. Self-appointed. That's not heroism. That's autocracy. Ultron wasn't an accident. It was the logical result of unchecked power answering to nothing but its own fear.
I answered for Ultron. The Accords, government oversight. I pushed for accountability because I knew I'd gone too far. I'm not perfect. I've never claimed to be perfect. But I'm trying to build something better. Structures, checks, balances. What are you building? Question? What's your solution besides pointing at everything and screaming that it's all connected? At least I'm in the arena. You're just in the stands, taking notes on everyone else's failures.
The Accords, signed by governments with their own agendas, enforced by agencies with their own secrets, overseen by the same institutions that created the problems you're trying to solve. You didn't fix the system, Tony. You just gave it your endorsement. And now every hero who signs those accords is one step closer to being a government asset instead of a free agent. You wanted accountability, so you handed control to people who've never been accountable for anything. That's surrender. Farewell, Stark.